How much do you know about general knowledge? Get ready for a journey full of fun facts, history, science, and much more. These 100 questions will test your knowledge and teach you something new along the way. Let's get started. Which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? The Mongol Empire? Which Disney movie popularized the phrase Hakuna Matata? The Lion King? What is the place called where a river begins? The source? On which continent did cacao originate? In the Americas. What instrument is used to guide the course of a ship? The helm. What part of the body is mainly affected by a neurological disease? The nervous system? What is the largest object in the solar system? The sun. Which of these is the Bluetooth logo? Logo A. What does a hygrometer measure? The humidity of the air. How much is it? 5 squared? 25. Where were the 2012 Olympic Games held? In London. What is grammar? The set of rules that govern a language? Which of these words is a pronoun? She? In which Spanish city is the Alhambra located? In Granada. What kind of animal is a manta ray? Are manta rays fish? Who wrote No One Writes to the Colonel? Gabriel Garcia Marquez. What happens to air pressure as you go up in the atmosphere? It decreases. Which Spanish artist was one of the main figures of Surrealism? Salvador Dali? What document do you need to travel by plane to another country? Passport? In which Latin American country is the El Dorado International Airport located? In Colombia. Which Roman dictator was assassinated by a group of senators? Julius Caesar. Which country has Riyadh as its capital? Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. What was the name of the era that followed the fall of the Western Roman Empire? The Middle Ages? Which revolution gave rise to the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen? The French Revolution? Who wrote Alice in Wonderland? Lewis Carroll. What Spanish tradition consists of running in front of the bulls through the streets of Pamplona? The running of the bulls? In which country is Mount Rushmore located? In the United States. Which musical instrument did Bartolomeo Cristofori invent in the early 18th century? The piano. Which musical genre did Bob Marley popularize? Reggae? Which European city hosted the first modern Olympic Games in 1896? Athens. What breed is this dog? Is it a poodle or a caniche? Most of the planet's oxygen comes from the oceans. True or false? True. Between half and almost 70% of the oxygen generated annually on Earth is produced in the oceans, thanks to photosynthesis carried out by phytoplankton. The rest comes from terrestrial ecosystems, such as forests. What is the name of the imaginary line that divides two countries? Is it a border? What is the name of the art of writing by hand with good penmanship? Calligraphy? What color is traditionally associated with peace? White? What mathematical symbol is used to represent percentage? The correct answer is option B. Who painted this artwork? It's The Kiss, and it was painted by Gustav Klimt. What color predominates in the celebration of St. Patrick's Day? Green? Which country celebrates Independence Day on July 4th? United States. What gas do plants absorb from the air to perform photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. What does a folivorous animal eat? Leaves. What historical period are we currently living in? In the contemporary age? What is the name of the main text on the front page of a newspaper? It's the headline. Who painted the creation of Adam? Michelangelo? What did Alessandro Volta invent? The electric battery? What is the name for carbon dioxide in its solid state? Dry ice. Which of these materials is a good electrical insulator? Copper, aluminum, or plastic? Plastic. Do octopuses have bones, true or false? False. Octopuses don't have bones. Their bodies are completely soft, which allows them to take on amazing shapes. The only rigid thing they have is a hard beak, similar to a parrot's, which they use to feed. What is the process called where you heat a metal and then cool it quickly to make it harder? Hardening. Which cell is responsible for transporting oxygen in the blood? Subscribe to the channel. The red blood cell. Which Nobel Prize did Marie Curie win first? Physics or chemistry? The Nobel Prize in Physics. Which planet in the solar system has the fastest rotation? Jupiter rotates so fast that it only takes 10 hours to complete one turn on its own axis. This extreme rotation speed causes the winds on the planet to reach speeds of up to 1,000 kilometers per hour. What is the national animal of India? The tiger? What lines are used to determine the latitude of a place? The parallels. What is the name of the Jewish place of worship? Synagogue? What is it called? The study of climate and atmospheric phenomena. Meteorology? Which scientist proposed the laws of genetic inheritance? Gregor Mendel. What is a person who suffers from mysophobia afraid of? Germs? Which is bigger, an atom or a molecule? A molecule? A molecule is bigger than an atom, since it's made up of two or more atoms joined together. Who plays Joseph Cooper in the movie Interstellar? The actor Matthew McConaughey? What metal is mainly used to make beverage cans? Aluminum? In which European city does the movie Ratatouille take place? In Paris. Which of these animals is a crustacean? The crab? Who is considered the first pharaoh of Egypt? Narmer. Which is the most populated continent in the world? Asia is the most populated continent on the planet. Just between China and India, there are more than 2.8 billion inhabitants, which represents around 35% of the world's population. Who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2025? The Venezuelan Maria Corina Machado? What color are the Smurfs? Are they blue? Which country is President Lula da Silva from? From Brazil? In which religion can you find the concept of karma and reincarnation? Hinduism? Where did the meteorite that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs fall? In what is now the territory of Mexico in the Yucatan Peninsula? Where did the Silk Road begin? China? Which famous European museum suffered a major robbery in October 2025? The Louvre Museum in France. In October 2025, some thieves disguised as workers stole 9 pieces of the French crown jewels from the Louvre. The robbery lasted less than 8 minutes, and the stolen items are valued at about $100 million, although their historical value is incalculable. Where did the main gods of Greek mythology live? On Mount Olympus? What is the false name that an author uses to hide their identity called? Pseudonym? This type of wood is traditionally used to make pencils. Subscribe. Cedar. Which is longer, a day on Mercury or a day on Earth? While our planet takes only 24 hours to complete a day on Mercury, each day lasts 4,224 hours. Imagine everything you could do in a single day on Mercury. What is the official currency of Peru? The Peruvian sol? Which continent surrounds the Persian Gulf? Asia? What was the city of Tokyo called before 1868? Edo. What is each of the lines that make up a poem called? Verse? What does the medical term dyspnea refer to? Difficulty breathing? Which country does Easter Island belong to? To Chile? What causes the characteristic pink color of flamingos? Their diet. The characteristic pink color of flamingos is due to the carotenoids present in the food they eat, such as algae and small crustaceans. These pigments, when processed by their bodies, tint their feathers pink. What is the name of the literary device that imitates sounds through words? Sending a hug. Onomatopoeia. In which country is the city of Venice located? In Italy. What is it called? The square code made up of dots that you scan with your phone to access information. It's the QR code. What is the general and sustained increase in prices in an economy called? Inflation? What kind of animal is a chameleon? Chameleons are reptiles. What approximate percentage of the total body weight does the human brain represent? 2%. What type of object is Pluto according to the current astronomical classification? It's a dwarf planet. Which city was known as New Amsterdam in the 17th century? New York. Which verb tense indicates an action that will happen after the present moment? Future? Which gas makes party balloons float? Helium? The Milky Way is the largest galaxy in the universe. True or false? That's false. Our galaxy is not the largest in the universe. The Milky Way has a diameter of about 100,000 light-years, while IC 11O, one of the largest and most massive known galaxies, is about 50 times bigger. Which country has a red flag with 5 yellow stars in the upper left corner? China. What word is used to refer to the extra money a bank charges for making loans? Interest. How many rings does the Olympic flag have? 5 rings. What is the name of the narrative that tells the most important events in a person's life? Biography? Which metal is essential for the production of stainless steel? Chromium? What is the official name of Mexico? United Mexican States. Bonus question: which country is being pointed to on the map? Remember to leave your answer in the comments. Left wanting more? Click on any of the videos you see on the screen and keep learning with Dosis de Cultura.